Welcome everybody. My name is Gerri with Planted Seed Designs, and today's Schoolhouse is to share some of the ideas that I pulled together in the form of quilts and my friend Penny in totes with Favorite Things. Favorite Things is a 20-piece collection in the shades of blues, browns, and creams. With the large false floral being the primary print, and then we've got the companion stripe. The solids are a linen textured look, but not the linen. Everything is 100% cotton, 42-44 wide. So everybody has their favorite things, whether it's a person, place, or thing, or the actual art of quilting or designing. I wanted to share with you what my favorite things are when I sit down to design. Everybody knows I love stars, I love pinwheels. And our first quilt I wanted to show you is Patchwork Stars. And this is the free pattern. This is the free pattern that will be available on Red Rooster's website, showcasing all of the prints in the collection. And we call it Patchwork Stars. The other thing that I wanted to show with the line is its versatility. Yes, there are a lot of prints. Yes, there's a large floral. Yes, there's a gorgeous stripe. But at the same time, I also wanted to share the simplicity of the line as well. Two-color quilts are hot. They really are. And I just wanted to show how simple two colors can be. I call this one pinwheels and paddle wheels. And the reason why is depending on where your eye falls, you either see a pinwheel or you see the paddle wheel. And it's interesting because once your eye locks in on that element, you can't see the other thing. And you have to tell your brain, where's the pinwheel or where's the paddle wheel? So can you guys see both? The pinwheel and the paddle wheel? It's a great baby quilt, little boy quilt. No flowers were involved on the front of that quilt. This next quilt, I call it Windowpane Crystals. Again, another two-color quilt. Very simple, very dramatic. Your dark background with the light piecing. Again, not very hard. It's the same element, a quick angled corner. That's the only element in this entire quilt. One element to make a block and just repeat it 9 times. I have 3 adult boys. One of them is mostly an adult, but they're 32, 24, and 18. And they have seen me quilt over the years and design and hang the quilts over the banister. And for years, none of them would ever say anything. So when I started designing fabric for Red Rooster, they saw the first line come out, Added Treasures, and yes, it was pastel, and there were flowers and. So my oldest son, who's creative, and he's older, and he's getting great as he gets older to ask or challenge his mom. And he said, Mom, are you ever going to design something where there aren't any flowers involved? He said, you have 3 boys. We don't like flowers. We're very simple, nothing fancy. So I dedicate this one to all 3 of my boys. And being a sports family, I've named it Out of Bounds because we have some piecing that goes out of bounds. But in the sports moniker arena, if you're playing football, there's offsides, or there's out of bounds, or if you're baseball, it's a bases loaded. So to my 3 boys, out of bounds. And probably my favorite combination is lots of fabric, keep it scrappy, throw in some stars, And if you have a phenomenal quilter who knows how to play in a quilter's playground called open space, look at what can happen. So I just wanted to break this down because it is much simpler than what it may appear. I think that even though the quilting is gorgeous and highlights it, it might make it look intimidating. It's not. Here it goes, guys. Block. Simple 8-point star. And guess what comes next to it? Snowball. It's a snowball block. That's it. You got your 8-point star and your snowball block. And look at what the quilting does. I know. So if you guys, any shops out there that are also a machine store, any shop out there that offers custom quilting, you got a playground to play in. I know. So this one will be featured in an upcoming issue of McCall's Quilting in the first half of 2014. That one does not have a name because we let the editorial staff of McCall's Quilting name it. Yeah. And I guess when they get together for their meetings to name the quilt, I guess it's pretty fun. So here's another one. Once again, Scrappy Stars. But the one thing fun about this one will be featured in McCall's Quick Quilts. And you're looking at it going, there's nothing quick about that. Let's break it down. What's this? Snowball. Snowball. Piece. Sashing. You've got your flying bees, your half square triangles, and your star. It's a snowball block with piece sashing. Quick quilts, maybe? Yeah? Yeah. And again, this one does not have a name either because the editorial staff gets to name them. Here's our next one. I just think this one is just cute and precious and cute. This one we call Lattice Pinwheels. No stars were involved in the making of this design. But you have your classic pinwheel. This gorge, I love the stripe. I don't mean to brag, but I do. I love this floral stripe. And the illusion of a scallop without going through the work of a scallop, but it's just an elongated rectangle where you do the quick angled corners. And you put it around the perimeter and you've got that faux looking scallop. So this one will be available as a pattern. And just real quick, the collection will ship February, and the patterns will ship in February as well. And then this is our last one. We call this one Pinwheel Parade. Yeah. Pinwheel Parade. It truly is the culmination of my two favorite elements, the stars and the pinwheels, just marching across the quilt. And this too will be a pattern available in February. So Pinwheel Parade. Lots of open spaces as well, more playground for your long arm quilters. I was telling the women who were doing the quilts for me, I think, personally, I feel they need to be rebranded because when you see quilts like this with the work that they've put in, I call them machine artists. They really are. I can't think that way. And when you send your quilt off and it comes back looking the way it is, it's like, wow, you are an artist. Next, I want to jump over here. My friend Penny Sturgis with Quilts Illustrated. I'm sure all of you, or a good majority of you, are familiar with her work. These are the bags that she created using the line. This one is her weekender bag. It's an already existing pattern that has been around for a couple of years, but this was her interpretation of taking that large decorator fabric. We have a person in back. And then this one is her new design, and it's called Just Ichi. Even though it has calypso or a beige type thing. Just the changing of the fabric gives it more of a sophisticated look. She then went and did the very traditional dressed in plate. We all have our favorite way of making it. There's numerous tools out there. And she used the Bosel dual-sided pre-cut, it's already pre-cut to size, fusible interfacing. So what she did is she created the dressing plate first. She stitched it to the background fabric, and then she glued, just adhered it with a hot iron on both sides. And she made companion coasters to go with it. And coupled that with her deli desk bag. You're looking pretty good at lunchtime. You'll be the envy of your lunch table. So those are my favorite things. If you want to see them up close and personal and take better photographs, my booth is $6.49. Again, it's a 20-piece collection. It will ship February along with the patterns of the quilts that we just showed you.